Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hylas here, as you expected. And in today's video, as you've seen in the title, we're going to be reading books from my 25 books in 2025 list, because I've only read like 2 or 3. We're gonna check. This is my reading journal. We've talked about this reading journal before, so if you guys want to see it, and I have it in some vlogs. But let's find my 25 books for 2025 list. Okay, it's here. I have a video talking about all the books that I wanted to read, so if you guys want to go see that, I think you're gonna like it. I've read 4 books actually, but I only had read 3. I don't know. The 4 books I've read were Genderqueer, that's a graphic novel, really cute, read that in like an hour and a half, really cute. The other one was Ghosted, that I read at the beginning of the year, then The Perks of Being a Wallflower, that I read in March, and recently I read the first Hunger Games book. Stay tuned for the Hunger Games video, we're gonna have that. And now, I have 21 books here. 21, oh my god. 21. Other books to read, and I am going to read books that I have on my physical TBR. They are also on this list. We're going to start with a book that I am really excited, and that in that 25 books for 2025 video I forgot to mention, and I had to add it afterwards, and it is this beauty right here, Alone with You in the Ether. And then it says a love story. So there's a Brazilian YouTuber. He's not a YouTuber, he's a like TikToker, content creator, I don't know. He talks about books a lot, and he has a tattoo for this book, and he was like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. He has bees tattooed on himself, and I love bees. I don't know, if I can, I will get a bee tattoo. I already have so many. I have a spider tattoo, I have a butterfly tattoo, and if I can, I will get a bee tattoo, because I love animals, I love bees. I don't know, there's something about those little animals that I just love so much. I don't really know how to explain it, but I think as a tween, I had this hyperfixation on bees. I literally have so many bee things. It's crazy. I have so many bee stickers. That's crazy as well. Going to start with Alone with You in the Ether. I am super excited for this book. Like, there's very little things in the world that I'm excited for, but this is one of them. So, we're gonna start. Before we start, actually, let me tell you, I have only read one Holly V. Blake book, and it was One for My Enemy, and that book wasn't my favorite at all, but I love the writing of it, so I hope the writing sticks in this one, and I hope the story is good, because I have a lot of expectations. Let's get into reading. Actually, before we go into reading, I just felt like I needed to mood read for a bit, and those books are on that list are books that I probably will like, and I need a book that will make me feel something, because the last book that made me feel a lot of things was If We Were Villains, and I kind of want to reread that book, because I don't know, it made me feel things. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like, there are movies that you watch and you're like, yeah, nice movie, cool, but then there are movies that you watch that are like, oh my god, this changed my life. And I think If We Were Villains kind of changed my life. So I know I'm just trying to get to feel the same way with other books. And I don't know if this one will be like that, but I am hoping it will. Olivia Blake, you should be a writer. I'm on page 112. And Olivia Blake just wrote down this. She took him in sense by sense. This has the most beautiful writing ever. I don't know why. Maybe I need to reread One for My Enemy because I don't remember the writing being this good. I don't know if it's because that book is more fantasy, but this is definitely something. Didn't want to say anything before getting into the middle, but this has very high 5-star potential, and if it's that good, if it keeps being this good, it might become one of my favorite books of all time. I can't believe I kind of predicted it because I put this book on my 2025 for 2025 and I forgot to put it on the video, had to add it after because I skip over it, and now it's literally one of the best things ever. This book is for the girls whose favorite character from Shameless was Ian Gallagher. If you love Ian Gallagher, he is literally my one favorite character from any TV show ever made, any movie ever made. Ian Gallagher is the man. I have always had in my head as like, that's my favorite person ever. And if you've watched Shameless and you love Ian Gallagher, you're gonna love this book. I really hope you do, because this is quite literally life-changing, and I never thought I would find my favorite book of all time ever again. Because, you know, sometimes you read a book and you're like, this is gonna be my personality for the rest of my life. I think this is gonna be it. Because before I started reading this, my favorite book of all time was Breasts and Eggs. I still love that book with everything I own. But this is life-changing. I never thought I would get here. And here we are. So, I just finished it. Just finished right 30 seconds ago, reading the acknowledgements, and Olivia Blake has a mood disorder. And that's why this book feels so personal. I think I'm gonna give this book 5 stars. Nobody expected that. And this book is so many things. And I would recommend you to check trigger warnings before you read it. But the acknowledgements say so much about what this story is about. It's kind of amazing to go into this book blindly without knowing anything. So I won't tell you a lot. And I would recommend everybody that can to read this book. Let me clean my camera. Is it better? I don't think so. But I would recommend everyone that can to read this book because this is so beautiful. I don't think I have any other word to describe it but beautiful. In this type of books, the thing I focus the most on is usually structure. And this book, wow, it has some great parallel writing, like parallel storytelling in the beginning, which I loved. I loved, and I was eager to know how those two stories would intertwine, and they did in such an amazing way. I love it. This world is perfect. I love it. I don't want to spoil any of it, but I think this is a well-conceived story. I love the characters. These are some complex characters, and this is the type of book that will ask you to think. Think on your own. Think about yourself. Think about what you would do in a situation like this. And it doesn't I don't feel like it spoon feeds you absolutely everything you need to know, which is great, which opens a lot of doors to thinking critically about it. I loved it. I feel like I'm a new person. It's kind of sad. I almost cried a bit. I didn't hold myself together. I wouldn't say this is like a 6-star book, crazy book, but this is definitely a 5-star book. And 5 stars literally the most you could give. It's hard to put into words what it felt like reading this. And for the length of it, it took me like 5 days to read it. So I felt like it was a bit harder to read in sense of story. Not the sense of language, like this book is very accessible to read. But yeah, I have some quotes here, like I dog-eared some pages. Let's see if I will tell you something about these. There's a lot of, like, bipolar disorder discourse that I liked and representation that felt realistic. Something I really related is this quote right at the beginning that says, "She had hands that itched to be busy, to be occupied by something or another. But it seemed every time she sat down lately, her mind simply went blank." And I think my attention span is dying because I did have a hard time concentrating at certain points of this book. I was like, the book is so good. Why am I not I'm not into concentrating myself. Like, I want to know what happens, but my brain is like, no, you don't. No. Also, I just underlined infinite because he called her infinite, and that was really cool. Another quote that I found says, "I need you to help me remember what it feels like to be vast again." If you want a really cool book with cool quotes and crazy storytelling that I loved, you shall read this book. So, picked up my reading journal. We can check one more book from that list. Where are they? Alone with You in the Ether. Yes. And now I have book mail coming this week with 2 books that are on this list. There's 4 days until the book mail comes. So I'm thinking about choosing one book that I could read on my Kindle. And it is Daisy Jones and the Six. I don't know, I'm looking at this, and if I don't get into Daisy Jones and the Six easily, I might pick up Milk Fed. But I don't know, I think I want to read that during a more hot summer day. I don't know, I think Milk Fed asks for summer. So I think we're going to read Daisy Jones and the Six. Okay, I am 26% into Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm on the numbers tour. This chapter is 1 hour and 5 minutes long. That is a long chapter. So far, first impressions. I love Daisy. Like, that's my girl. That's absolutely my favorite type of main girl. Period. At first, I was like, I thought I wouldn't connect a lot to the characters because it's like this documentary like writing. It's very, like, I'm seeing it as a documentary. Don't know if that makes sense, but it's very interview like. And I didn't know if I was gonna like it, but yes, I'm liking it and I am connecting. So maybe the beginning I had to push like the 5% mark. I had to go and like push through it. It's amazing. Love that. Also, another book with parallel storytelling and beginning. What is happening? I'm choosing only books with parallel storytelling. No, but I was really invested in knowing how Taylor Jenkins Reid was going to connect the Six and Daisy, and I love the way it happened. It was so good. I think I've met a lot of my friends like that. In a way, like, we had to work together, and I didn't think we would click, and then we did. So I think this is a kind of universal experience. I'm gonna keep on reading. I'm having so much fun reading it. It's amazing. The only thing that's really not getting is the weather. It's 32 Celsius degrees. Celsius, I don't know even know how to say that. 32 degrees. And that is really hot. And I have chronic illnesses. More than one. And being in the hot weather makes me want to die a bit. I'm really trying. Drink water, stay in the colder places of my house, still really warm. In the other clip I said that I'd only read, what is the name of it? Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, but I've also read Carrie Soto is Back, but I just forgot. But I love that book. It's her best one. So okay, so I am how many percent? 42% in, and I'm going to chapter Aurora, which seems iconic by the name, but it's 2 hours and 4 minutes long. Girl, I thought the chapter I was reading was long, and it was 1 hour and 4 minutes as well. So, but so far, these 40-something% in, I'm still so much at the beginning of the story that I don't know what's happening. But the pacing seems a bit slow for what it is, because I think we're going to get to the end in a rushed way. I think it could be a bit of a rushed end of the story. Don't know, maybe I love it. So far, it's giving 3-star vibes because I'm not really connected to the characters, not really connected to the plot, don't know what's going to happen, and I don't think my brain wants to make any predictions. And that says a lot about the book. I am 58% in, and I think I'm gonna soft DNF Daisy Jones and the Six. It's not giving. I would rather watch the show than read this because it's confusing. Because at one point you're in the scene, in the studio, whatever, and then at the other point you're somewhere else completely different, and there's no line of connection between point 1 and point 2. I'm just so confused. And I know people love the audiobook, and I'm like, yeah, probably, but I don't have the audiobook, so Daisy Jones and the Six is a soft DNF for me. Book mail. So, this is the second time in a row that this man comes delivering my books, and it is really pretty. Just wanted to say this. I have 2 books for me here, and 1 book for my mom. And hers is like a new release. My mom reads a lot of Portuguese authors, so she's really excited about this one because this author hasn't been publishing for a while, and now he did, so she's really happy. First time it comes like this. So, I'm gonna show you my mom's book. This one is probably some romance, spicy romance, she loves those. Then we have Sunburn. This one is I'm so excited. I think the first time I saw this book was on Pinterest. My life was changed after I saw that cover. And the other one is Giovanni's Room. You know I want to read this. It might be the one that I just pick up and read today because I'm so excited for that one. And that was my book mail. Also, yesterday at night, I was in bed. And I was like, I went on Vinted. Vinted is like this app where you can sell old things that you want, like reused things. I don't know how to explain it. But I basically was there and I wanted to buy Losers. But I don't think anyone in Europe has Losers on their want to sell list. So I just went there and I was like, oh my god, the first, like the novella that opens the Losers duology. A girl was selling it for €2. And then I had 80 cents that I had to pay for like user protection. And I usually have also to pay for shipping. But Vinted had this discount where I didn't have to pay for shipping. So I paid €2.80 for the Dare. The Dare! Girl, I would have to pay like €10 to get it from Amazon. And I'm not gonna get anything from Amazon soon. Because I don't want to. And I was like, okay, it's coming from friends. And I really hope it comes because I've had other experiences on Vinted where the people just canceled it. But the girl sent me a message saying like, I'm gonna send it tomorrow. So yeah, I'm hoping it comes soon. These are my options. I don't know. I think I want to read something small that I could read in a day. So for that, I have Giovanni's Room and The Vegetarian. Those are the smallest ones. Let's see, page count. Page check, 183, and Giovanni's Room as 149. This one is the Nobel Prize winner. I have read one only Nobel Prize winner book, and I haven't forgotten anything about that book because it was the most amazing thing ever. I don't know if Giovanni's Room has won anything. Should have, because everybody says this is amazing. Well, I don't think it doesn't say here if it has won something, but this is like first time authors and really good books. Everybody has talked to me about both of them, but I think I'm going into Giovanni's Room. Hey guys, I don't really remember when I did the last update on Giovanni's Room, but it's been at least 3 days, and I'm on page 56. Don't know where I was last time we talked, but I felt like I was getting into a book slump because of Daisy Jones and the Six. So I took my own self into a iced out reread because this book has saved me now twice from a book slump. So thank you, C. Ricci, for existing and making Oakley and Quentin, because they literally have changed my life. But right now, we're going to get back into Giovanni's room and finishing it, hopefully. I don't remember much of what I've talked about it, but what I remember is that this book is so well written, I want it tattooed in my face. Actually, if my life, for any reason, once had to be put into a book, I wish it was written this way, because this is amazing, and I feel like it's gonna be so sad that I'm probably gonna cry. Hey guys, did I finish Giovanni's room or did it finish me? I guess we'll never know, but I need to read this last quote of the book. Last quote, the last sentences of the book need to be read out loud. The morning waits on my shoulder with the dreadful weight of hope, and I take the blue envelope which Jack has sent me and tear it slowly into many pieces, watching them dance in the wind, watching the wind carry them away. Yet, as I turn and begin walking toward the waiting people, the wind blows some of them back on me. This book is about love, and I don't think love has been as well explained as this has. I've read a lot of books in my life, and I'm gonna tell you this. From the classics I've read, this was the most accessible classic I've read. I would say 1984 is also accessible to read, but like this one, very, very easy to read. I don't even know what to tell you. I think I need to explain the story to you. There's basically David. He's an American. He has had very complicated... I don't know how to explain it. I'm gonna start again. This is about David. He has had a very complicated childhood, teenage life, and like that's the beginning of the book where we're seeing like his dad, we're talking about his mom and everything. And then in his adulthood, he goes to Paris, kind of to study, but not really. And well, he is supposed to be marrying this girl Ella, but Ella goes to Spain, and he stays in Paris, and he meets Giovanni. And that's why this is called Giovanni's room. And they fall in love. And it's so beautiful because, wow. Usually I love books set in Paris. I really have that Paris vision because I've visited Paris a lot. And one thing about this book is that it has a lot of French quotes, sentences, everything. And this one doesn't have a translation. I don't know if there are books who have the translation, but like I understand French, it's okay. But I think for some people it could be a bit harder if you don't understand French. I'm at loss of words. Like I just think this was so beautifully written. I don't think I could ever do as great of a job as James Baldwin did. It's amazing, but I love the writing style, so I might try some more James Baldwin in the future. But yeah, I'm gonna settle on giving this book 4.5 stars. I don't know. I think since I was a bit in a book slump, I didn't connect fully to the story, like I wasn't super immersed into it, but I plan on rereading this in the future. I think I'll have a greater perspective of it, like because now I know everything that is going on, that has happened in the book, and if I start reading it again, I will catch the details I didn't the first time I read it. So this is my review for Giovanni's room. Didn't say anything. You guys are probably like, girl, okay. But talking about this video, I really liked making this video where I just read like books that I thought I would love, because those are the type of books I put on my reading lists for the year. I think next year I'm gonna be making like a 10 or a 15 book list, because 25 is a lot. If I read 50 books in a year, 25 is half of it, and that's what I usually read. So maybe next year I'll just make a 10/15 book list for the year. I'll make a video about it, definitely. But I really loved Alone with You in the Ether. I'm my baby. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, I've recommended that book to every single one of my friends. And Daisy Jones and the Six was awful experience for me. And I'm sad because a lot of people love it and I just couldn't get into it. And then Giovanni's Room was such a great experience. I just wish I wasn't so slumped because of Daisy Jones and the Six. But yeah, this was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave me a like, subscribe, leave me a comment, any books you want me to read, and I'll probably see you next week. Bye bye.